Well, he was a prickly visionary who changed the world, urging consumers to think differently. Apple co-founder and former CEO Steve Jobs has succumbed to a long fight with pancreatic cancer. He was 56. In a rare showing for an industrialist, tributes have been pouring in, from flowers at Apple stores to accolades from his technology rivals. Karen Barlow reports.
People read about the death of Steve Jobs on the devices he gave to the world. The tech and marketing revolutionary died in California, surrounded by his family.
There's no other person in the history of computing that has had such a big impact on computing. If that doesn't justify a cult, I'm not sure what does.
Steve Jobs made products people build their lives around, and he loved selling them.
This is the best $50 you'll ever spend. Phenomenal. It works like magic. We've designed something wonderful for your hand.
He created products that people really loved, and it's affected how they live their lives.
They're pretty different. I think other people are constantly trying to catch up to Apple. It's not like the other way around.
Apple broke the news of his passing. It said it has lost a visionary and creative genius, and the world has lost an amazing human being.
He said, look, a computer is a bicycle for the mind, because you get on it and you can go places that you can't go with your own feet. And really, I think that was his goal, is that he wanted to bring these bicycles of the mind to everybody. And in the end, he did, because we now all have really smart, really well-connected devices in our pockets that do provide us with those wheels.
Today's iPods, iPads and iMacs had their origins in a California garage in 1976. There, Steve Jobs and high school friend Steve Wozniak created their first computer and company, leading to the mouse and the Macintosh.
On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh. And you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
The next year, Jobs was forced to leave the company he created. He resigned from Apple after a power struggle and moved on to start a new computer company next, and redefined animation at the studio Pixar.
Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love, and that is as true for work as it is for your lovers.
Apple stumbled without Steve Jobs, and Steve Jobs stumbled without Apple. Next didn't sell well, although Tim Berners-Lee used the Next Step operating system to write the World Wide Web. In the late 90s, Apple bought Next and Jobs returned to his original creation. The technology developed at Next is at the heart of Apple's now signature portable slimline touchscreen devices.
These are post-PC devices that need to be even easier to use than a PC, that need to be even more intuitive than a PC.
Steve Jobs was a perfectionist who demanded the best from people around him. His efforts have turned Apple into the world's largest technology corporation. But as his fortunes rose, his health failed. He was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2004. Here in 2005, he thought he'd beaten it.
If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. And like any great relationship, it just gets better and better as the years roll on. So keep looking.
Apple is locked in a legal battle with rival Samsung over alleged smartphone patent infringements. But even Samsung took time out to join the likes of Bill Gates and Barack Obama in praising Steve Jobs today. Apple's new chief executive, Tim Cook, launched a new iPhone yesterday to less than impressive reviews. It turns out the company was holding fire while it had something more personal to deal with.
Stay hungry, stay foolish. Thank you all very much.
Karen Barlow, Late Line.